my besties, and sorry for the bumpy ride. I'm currently in Shibuya, and this is going to be my adventures of trying to find the best thrift stores, I guess, around Shibuya. I'm currently walking to 2nd Street, which is going to be the first location that I go to. And then I want to go to Amore, which is actually a place that I've been to before and where I got my first vintage Dior bag. So we're heading there now.
Okay, so this was the first 2nd Street I went into, and it's in Shibuya. And honestly, it was pretty small. I didn't record a lot because I went in and honestly, I found nothing. This one was way too small. There was barely any selection, and I think it's just like in a very popular area, which kind of made it just bad because anything good that would actually be sold here would probably sell out really, really fast. So I just browsed a little bit. I looked at the bags, I looked at the shoes, some accessories, and then I left within like maybe 10 minutes. There's just nothing really standing out in my opinion. So I left. I went to a second street, a little bit further away, but also in a very populated area, but in my opinion, definitely better. Okay, so I think this one is Shinjuku 2. And you can see here, it's straight away had way more things to kind of look at and choose from. A lot of jackets, a lot of name brands, a lot of Balenciaga, a lot of Gucci. So that's me, my outfit of the day. Yeah, so they had jackets, they had shoes, they had some bags, just clothing in general. This was also definitely a smaller store. I know they have bigger ones, but this one is definitely way better than the other one. So I definitely recommend this one rather than the first one we went into. You can see some of the shoes. Nice collection of Jordans. Some hats. I mostly just went around and browsed a little bit. This wallet was nice, but I didn't find anything as well. I'm looking for a new bag, but something that is relatively everyday. So this is the Komehyo in Shibuya, and it has like, I think like 3 or 4 floors, and the bag selection was really, really good here. I highly recommend checking these out. I still think that it's a little bit like higher, or it's more of a popular store for vintage shopping. So I do think that the prices are going to be a little bit higher rather than if you go to a place that's more outside of Tokyo. But they had a really good selection and they had a lot of fun pieces. So I highly recommend still checking this place out. They had clothes, they had bags, and they had shoes, accessories, everything. And I did find a lot of cute stuff, but I did not buy anything.
Okay, so the second location was Komehyo. Komehyo? I think it's pronounced Komehyo. And definitely better than 2nd Street. 2nd Street, I didn't really find anything at all. In Komehyo, they had a really good selection of accessories, bags, jewelry, shoes, and men and women clothing. 2nd Street really didn't have anything that wasn't that like spectacular, but Komehyo definitely had a better selection, but I will say that it's a little bit more expensive. There's only a few items that I actually thought that I might want to buy, but again, it's pretty, selected. These streets are really popular, so I think that they just up the price a little bit more than maybe other places, but it is worth checking out more than 2nd Street in Shibuya at least. Maybe if you go somewhere else, they have better 2nd Streets that are bigger with more selections. Or like a bigger selection. Okay, it's getting a little bit darker, but I am heading to my favorite vintage store here, which is Amore Vintage. It's a little bit dark, but that's the place where I got my first vintage bag from when I was in Tokyo about 2 years ago. I really want to go back. I want to check if they have something in stock. They have two stores. They have one that's more like Chanel based, and then they have one that's more just everything, variety. I'm not really gonna bother with the Chanel one because I don't like Chanel that much at all. So I'm just gonna go and focus on the other one, and hopefully we'll find something in that area as well. There's a bunch of stores and other vintage shops.
Okay, now this next place is a store that's called Amore, and they have 3 different locations, and this one is located in Minato City, which is really close by the other ones that I just showed you, but they are a little bit more out of like this super popular touristy area, but still pretty popular. But they have a great selection, but this area only had Chanel at the bottom, and then they had an upstairs which had more selection of like just random brands, I guess. So this is the upstairs part, and they had a lot of nice bags, but none that I really loved. I kind of regret not looking at the Fendi bags a little bit more than what I did. I think that now seeing all the bags that I actually did not buy, I kind of regret it a little bit.
Okay, so it turns out they actually have 3 stores here, and that was one of the 3, and that one had a bunch of nice stuff, but nothing that I really wanted. Thinking of it, so this is the 3rd one, but this one only has Chanel in it. I'm trying to find so that was in the first one, that was the 2nd one. I'm trying to find the 3rd one, which is like the better one in my opinion. Here's another one of this is a smaller version of the big one that we saw in Shibuya, and they definitely had a really good amount of stuff. Nothing that I wanted, so I'm actually just gonna skip that one. I've heard a lot of good stuff about this one though, so I am gonna go into this one. This is QOO, and I think we went into this one last time, but we didn't find anything in this one as well. But I am gonna check it out and see if I can find something. Okay, funny enough, I like this store the most, the QOO one. And I did actually find a bag that I thought I was gonna buy, which was the Fendi one that I saw at the start of, like when I entered, that I tried on, but when I left it was gone. So I think someone bought it right when I wanted to buy it, and I'm actually really sad about it because it was this perfect little under the arm bag, honestly, for like a summer day. So I'm really sad about that. And it was only like $900, which is pretty good for a Fendi baguette bag, so that's very unfortunate. But I am gonna go and find the I'm gonna go and find the 3rd Amore store and see if they have something that I like even more.
Okay, so this is the 3rd Amore that I went into, and it's actually my favorite one, and this is where I found my first vintage Dior bag ever. And I like this place a lot because they have a lot of selection. This place is really popular though, so it's going to be a little bit more pricier just because they know that they can get things sold. But as you can see, they have a lot of nice Fendi stuff. They have Dior, they have Gucci, they have Hermes, they have everything. But I did not find anything in that location either, so I moved on. And this is the 2nd day. So this is another Komehyo, and this one is probably my favorite place that I actually went into. This is where I found majority of the items that I actually did buy or liked in general, because it was really well curated and really well organized, and they had everything from jackets to shoes to bags and jewelry, and it was like maybe like 4 floors. I found a lot of Miu Miu here as well. This jacket was really nice. It was Prada. This is one of the items that I did actually buy. It's a Studio Ghibli Loewe crew neck, and it was only around, I think, $390, 400, something like that. This jacket was beautiful, but it didn't fit me, unfortunately. These shoes were really cute. Honestly, the boot selection wasn't terrible, but it could have been a little bit better. These Dior shoes were nice. I almost bought them. I'm kind of happy I didn't buy them now because I don't think I would wear them as much as I thought I would. But they are cute. Looking back, I kind of regret not buying this Gucci bag. It's really small and it's not at all what I'm looking for, but it is super cute. So this is actually the bag that I ended up buying. It is a Gucci bag and I've honestly never seen it before, but I liked how big it was. But I kept on roaming around. I kept on looking at all the bags. They had so many good options. This Chloe bag was super cute too. Also, I died for this suitcase. I kind of wish I bought it because it's a Rimowa Dior collab suitcase and I've never seen anything like it before, but it is so nice. They also had a really nice selection of jewelry, but I ended up walking out with that crew neck, the Loewe Studio Ghibli one, and then the Gucci bag, and I'm happy with my purchase. I'm definitely excited to come back now in August. Vintage shopping in Tokyo is my favorite, and you can find anything you want, and you can also curate it. Some places will find exactly what you're looking for, so I recommend checking out a lot of different stores before you choose an item. That is my little vintage Tokyo shopping vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next vlog.